So it's three companies, Lukmaz, Agmaz, Imperia. They are all based in Krakow, Poland. They belong to the same person or to the same couple, Łukasz and Agnieszka Mazur. If we are not mistaken, they have several hundreds of trucks. They give the drivers service contracts instead of usual working contracts. So they pretend that the drivers are working independently, which is not the case because they are all driving a blue truck that has the company logo on it. They receive all the orders from the company. They don't have a choice to work in this truck independently. So I think it's also false independency. It's much cheaper for the company because they have some social security protection in Poland, but much less than if you have a real working contract. So as far as we know, it just makes the whole thing cheaper for the company. And more dangerous, less protection for the drivers. Much more risks for the drivers. So none of them had a health insurance if they came here. Half of them has a medical condition. Half of them has been to the hospital or to the doctor since they arrived here, but none of them has any health insurance. And they have agreed on daily salaries of something between 70 and 86 euros. Most of them were promised 80 euros a day, but they all complain about deductions. And the worst thing is that the company is very intransparent. So they don't hand out pay slips or documents that would explain how did they calculate what they were paying. And this is where all the trouble comes from, because the company says, we don't owe these drivers nothing. The drivers say, well, you owe me several thousands of euros, but there is absolutely no basis we could objectively decide this on, because the company does not hand out any documents. So the drivers tell us, yeah, I was fined for I don't know what, they paid me 500 euros less. I called to the company, they don't give me an answer. They say I had an accident, but they don't even show me a document that says something about this accident. The drivers all together calculated, and it's €500,000. If we take all the drivers together, they are lacking €500,000 of money. So all the colleagues who are on this parking, they are now filling out documents, because on 10th of August, most of them received a message from their boss via WhatsApp or Viber with a false document. It said, we end the contract, both sides agree, the company agrees and the driver agrees, and we end the contract on the 19th of July or 24th of July, these two dates. But the documents were false. The driver stated they did not sign these documents. The documents had a signature that pretended to be theirs, but in some cases we even detected that the signature was completely false. And we also found out that later the company announced to the social security system in Poland that these drivers are no longer working for them. And this was probably based on the false documents. Now all the drivers write to ZUS, the Polish social security system. Please check if I'm still in your system. I heard I was kicked out of the social security system, and it was probably based on a false document. Please check it. So I'm not a lawyer, and especially not for Polish law because I'm German. But I think making a false document and falsifying a signature in Germany, it's a really bad crime. And we asked our colleagues in Poland, they say in Poland it is very serious also, and in the worst of cases it can be punished with prison. I don't see the future, I cannot predict anything, but of course I hope that all these drivers will get the money they have been working for very, very hard. We know they have justified claims, we checked their documents. Of course it's different amounts, but yeah. Of course, they should receive this money either from their companies, or if their companies don't pay it, those who give the orders, the customers, they should pay it because it's their responsibility, because these drivers are driving for them. In fact, they are driving for all of us because their trucks are full of goods that we use on a daily basis. and they should have decent working conditions, and they should get the money they're entitled to.